like to just say that I coached secondary for a number of years, and probably still an old defensive backfield coach at heart. You know, you got your little group of guys, and they set you down in the corner down there, and nobody paid any attention to you down there. You know, it's us against the world. And nobody knew your names, they didn't know the players' names, they didn't know the coaches' names until somebody threw 2 or 3 touchdown passes, and all of a sudden, everybody got a hell of a lot of publicity. And I always at clinics like to make this statement, that every head football coach should have the opportunity at some time in his coaching career to coach those guys back there. Sort of have an idea of what it feels like. You know, your stomach up in your throat all the time. Every damn time the quarterback drops back and throws that damn football up the field, you're sitting there just on pins and needles, wondering what the heck's going to happen. We've all seen that cat and mouse game on the sideline. We've all seen that cat and mouse game on the sideline. Dick, I did it again. I know you want to strangle me with this damn thing. You know, they throw a football and the ball gets completed, and then they throw another football and that's a completion. The guy gets out of bounds, and the head football coach turns and he's looking down at the defensive backfield coach, and the defensive backfield coach knows he's looking at him, but sure the hell he didn't turn his head and look. You know, checking the guy out over there. About 2 series from that, they throw one that goes in the end zone. And then you see the head football coach. There's a DB coach down there. The head football coach is like this. He's going like that. And here goes the DB coach. Boy, he's starting to run, starting to yell like hell at his guy, you know, for getting beat, and trying to get the hell away from the head football coach, and hoping that some hole opens up and he falls in it, and he disappears. But it was a great time. It was a great time for me, and we had a whole heck of a lot of fun when I was coaching secondary down there at San Diego State. It doesn't only have to happen. It doesn't only have to happen with head football coaches either. The first year at San Diego State, 1967, Sid Hall was the defensive coordinator. I was upstairs the first game of the season, Tennessee State. Had some great athletes. We didn't realize at the time, but boy, as soon as they hit that field, we found it out. Completed a hitch on the sideline, another hitch on the sideline, another series from there, another hitch on the sideline. Pretty soon the phone rings upstairs, so I picked the phone up to Sid Hall. He says, "God damn it, can't you cover those guys?" I said, "Sid, I'm upstairs. There's no way I can cover them up here." That did one thing for me. It got me down on the field. I'm not sure that's good, but that's what happened. I was going to introduce Charlie Joyner. They've already done that. Here's a guy that I've really been lucky and fortunate to have been around for a number of years, because he kept myself and my family eating for a long time. When I went to the Chargers as the receiver coach in 1979, I didn't know the first thing about receivers. I knew nothing. But Charlie Joyner did, and I watched him. As soon as I saw him do something, then I would get, "Okay, you guys, get over here. This is how you're going to do it." You know, if I watch Charlie do something else, and I get him, "Okay, you guys, this is how we're going to do it right here." So Charlie sort of coached me and made it a real pleasant transition into being a receiver coach. Now, the topic this morning was pass offense adaptable to high school or college football. And there's some things I'd like to talk about this morning that we've been doing for a number of years that I know work at any level, high school or college or the professional level. I've had the opportunity to speak with, to spend some time with some people, Jack Riley at the University of Utah, Dave Lay, who was at Colorado State University and then is back in the San Diego area now as just took over last year as the head football coach at Orange Glen High School. Did a tremendous job, got him in the playoffs, and we've talked about some of these things that we're going to discuss this morning, and they've been very successful for them. In fact, this year probably a lot more successful for them than they were for us here with the Rams. When we start talking about these now, what we do, and I'll refer to numbers. We tell our receivers what to do with numbers, tell our backs what to do with words, and they may or may not mean anything to you, but it's sort of ingrained in me, and you know, I'll be talking about these and using the numbers and using the words that that we use to tell the backs what to do. Another thing we like to do now is to package up pass plays. Get 3 or 4 or 5 and put them in a little bit of a package. And one of the packages I like to talk about this morning, we refer to it as the Strongside scat package, and there's 4 plays involved in the Strongside scat package. And I think it's easy to introduce it that way, and because it's easier to learn that way, because there's some carryover from one play to the other play, and the retention and the remembering when you come back to it, we feel is a whole heck of a lot easier. The 4 plays I want to talk about here now, the first one, and again, this may not, I don't know if you can even see that. We're telling each receiver what to do now. We number single receiver to double receiver side. 839, and this is how the quarterback would call it in the huddle. Let's say we're in a split right formation. Thank you. Split right formation. Scat right 839, F, flat, swing. The next one would be scat 435, F cross, swing, and the next would be 545, F post. So we told him what to do. Then the other back runs a swing and scat 432, F corner and swing, and that's a little 4-play package. Easy again to remember now, because we're doing different things with the fullback, right? We're taking a fullback, putting him short outside, taking a fullback, putting him short inside, taking a fullback, putting him deep inside, and a fullback deep outside. All right, now the thing we really like about it is it's very, very easy for the quarterback. There's not a whole lot of reading for him. There is a progression for him of going from one receiver to the next receiver, and then sometimes on to a third receiver. Now again, if we're numbering on the first one here, 839, F flat swing, our 8 pattern, an outside 8 pattern for us is really a deep slant pattern. Our inside 3 now by the tight end, and they come up differently for the tight end. An inside 3 pattern is a different pattern depending on the play itself. And we like our guys to learn things as a play, because everybody's assignment is as critical to the success of the play as everybody else's. All right, so the inside 3 now, what we tell the tight end now, the inside 3 on 839 F flat swing is to go ahead and release inside. This is a hot. Now he is hot on the inside linebacker. If he doesn't come, then we ask him to run an outside breaking route, and we give him a lot of leeway on inside routes because the coverage inside comes up differently all the time. They get bounced around in there, the linebacker will turn and run, the linebacker's on him, will go ahead and stuff him down inside and then go ahead and run with him. And it always comes up different, so we give him a lot of leeway. So depth-wise, we tell him, we want you to run this pass pattern anywhere from 4 yards to 10 yards deep. Anywhere from 4 to 10 yards deep. What you have to guarantee the quarterback is that this inside linebacker is not going to run underneath you and get between you and the quarterback if he's attempting to throw you the football. So if we get a linebacker that's coming out and attacking us, then that route, there's going to be a collision, and we like collisions in there because collisions force separation between defenders and receivers. Then we're going to go ahead and break to the outside, and the big emphasis here now is lose ground out of the break. Lose ground out of the break and cross the face of any defender that's outside of you. Whatever that angle has to be, you cross that guy's face. All right, so what I'm talking about here now is, let's say this backer drops normal, so I'm down in here now. I'm down in here because the coach told me I could run this thing anywhere from 4 yards to 10 yards deep, so now I'm in that 7, 8 yard area, and I start to break to the outside, and I'm losing ground out of the break. If the coverage call was a 3-man rush and dropping 8 people, let's just say they're playing a normal strong side zone, and the strong side backer should be dropped just underneath and outside of me, then what I have to do as a tight end now is change that angle to get across his face. And if that angle takes me back to the line of scrimmage, then that's what I have to do. We want to continue to move, not pull the route up. We do not want to pull the route up. The thing that happens, and in San Diego we built so much around what Dan Fouts' abilities were. Dan Fouts, the guy's going to get back and the ball is gone. I'm not going to hold that damn football. He doesn't drop very deep. He doesn't drop very deep. So if you're not going to drop very deep, you're going to throw the football quickly. Throw it quickly. There are times that you're throwing it blind. There's big, tall people up in front of you. There are times you're throwing it blind, so we wanted to make sure that he knew that receiver was going to continue to move and not stop. Continue to move, lose ground out of the break, and ended up really being a big route for us. The inside three pattern, one year we had the three tight ends playing that position. They caught over 150 passes, and a big majority of them were on this particular pass pattern right here, this particular pass pattern. On the outside now, we've got a go pattern on the outside, or a 9. All right, now we've told the fullback we want you to run a flat pattern. The way we approach the flat pattern now, the aiming point was just outside of the outside hip of the tight end. And you're gone now. He's got no pickup. He's gone. So he's going to attack that area as fast as he possibly can to a depth of 3 to 4 yards, and then break to the sideline. The backside guy, now we told him to go ahead and run a swing, so he's got outside linebacker and runs a normal swing pattern. Now, we had done a swing pattern because they come up so different so many times and we were really having problems with them a few years ago. We were losing ground out of the break, and then we'd get a nice big belly and almost running straight up the field. And the other thing that would happen on swing patterns is we'd end up running directly away from a quarterback, which is really, really a tough throw. So we have an advantage in professional football in that we're always in the middle of the field. And we have numbers out there. The hashes are almost in the middle of the field. We have numbers out there, so we use numbers as reference points. Aiming points. Now, in our swing patterns, what we tell the back to do now is, if you're into the short side of the field, your aiming point now, let's say this is the numbers here, this is the sidelines, your aiming point is halfway between the numbers and the sidelines. We don't want to lose any ground. We want to run parallel, and then cut the corner. That's straight up the field, and that's the numbers. We want you to cut that corner and gear down just a little bit. So we're in between running straight to the sideline and running straight up the field. We feel that's a much, much easier throw and a much, much easier catch. Right to the wide side of the field, and our aiming point was the numbers. And that put us at about the same width. If we end up throwing a swing pattern, it puts us at about the same width or a distance away from the quarterback when he happens to be throwing that pass pattern. All right, for the quarterback now, we got the play drawn. For the quarterback now, first thing, if he's going to throw the ball high, he'll go ahead and throw it. And that's a completely, the hot stuff, I think it's so damn overrated, and none of us want to have to throw the damn football hot. So we're not going to throw it. We're not going to bring that guy. All right? For the quarterback, again, it's very, very simple for him. Now, on this particular pass pattern here now, and we put the 9 on it when we got here with the LA Rams, because Ron Brown played that position, and he can run fast. I mean, that sucker can run fast, run over the top of people. So we changed the pattern on the outside to a 9 pattern, and told the quarterback now, that'll be your first look, and if it looks good, you just go ahead and drop back 5 steps. All right, then a rock, then go ahead and turn the ball loose to the 9 pattern. All right. If he didn't like it out there, which means either it was rolled up, a roll type look, or if that corner was backed off and way the hell out of there, where there's no way for us to be able to run over the top of him, then he forgot that as quickly as, he forgot that and eliminated that part of the pass pattern as quickly as he could. And he might do it before he ever gets a snap from the quarterback. And that's another thing we like to talk to our quarterbacks about, anticipation. Anticipate something happening so that you get the ball up quickly. We're a time, rhythm type team. And the other thing that's equally as important is eliminate a pattern as quickly as you can. Forget it. Just drop it completely. So let's say now this corner is in a rolled up position, or he's back way the heck up out of there, and the quarterback's telling us, hey, there's no way I'm going to throw that 9 pattern on the outside. Now I come to my progression on the inside, which is I'm going to throw the ball to the fullback, if I can give it to him right now, and if I can't, I'm going to go ahead and look to the tight end and throw it to him. Right, now that's pretty damn easy. I mean, I could do that. If I were a quarterback, I could do that. I'm going to come back, I'm going to throw it to the fullback if he's open. If he's not open, I'm going to go ahead and throw the ball to the tight end, running that inside 3 pattern. And that's pretty easy. It's just a 1-2 progression for him. a 1-2 progression for him. And again, we've had a lot of success, particularly with the tight end. All right. The next one now, we put the fullback to the flat short. The next one now, let's take that fullback. All right, and bring him underneath. Bring him underneath. Now, the combination here, the number combination here is a 4 on the outside by the wide receiver, which is an inside breaking route. It's 18 to 20 yards deep. 18, 20 yards deep. The 5 on the outside, 435 are the numbers, 435. The 5 on the outside is just a comeback. We give the guy some leeway there, 15 to 20 yards deep. We've found that 17-yard area is where they normally make that break, and that's where we've had the most success depth-wise with that particular pass pattern. All right? Now it's 435. We had 839. We told the tight end now that inside 3. Now he had a lot of leeway, didn't he? He had anywhere from 4 to 10 yards to go ahead and break that route. He had to guarantee the quarterback that inside linebacker was not going to run underneath him and get between he and the quarterback throwing the football to him. The other thing we told him is you're going to continue to move with that pass pattern. Continue to move with that pass pattern. You're going to cross the face of anything that's out in front of you. We told him all those things on that particular pass play. Now, we're going to put the fullback underneath him. Now we're going to take the fullback, put him underneath him, so we sure the hell can't have the tight end breaking the route at 4 yards. All right, so now we tell him this is a play. This is a play. We want him to learn the pass play just like he would know his name. And one of the things we tell him when we very first start, you're going to hear these same number combinations over and over and over and over all year long. They are going to be constant. They are going to be constant. And we want them to learn it that way, just like they know their own name. Now we got to tell the tight end, the fullback is coming underneath you now. All right, so now you've got to take that pass pattern to 10 yards. You're running the same pattern, but now you've got to get more depth, and you've got to run it at 10 yards. Now there's a chance that something can come underneath you, right? Now there's a chance that inside backer can run underneath you. But we put him in a little bit of a bind now with this fullback who's going to start the same way now they started to run the flat pattern, which was an aiming point just outside of that tight end's hip. And on the flat, that's what he did. Now on the crossing pattern, we want him inside. We want him inside. All right? Now, as he turns inside, he will naturally fall up the field just a little bit. And we certainly don't want a big angle up the field. And if they do and get the hell kicked out of them in there, which can easily happen if you're falling up the field down in there, then they learn quite quickly to flatten that thing out as much as they possibly can. As soon as you get out of the break, expect the football to be on you. As soon as you get out of the break, expect the football to be on you. Now the quarterback. All right, now we're telling the quarterback, all right, you're coming on back. All right, and then there's a 5-step drop, and there's another 5-step control drop. 5-step control, which just means I'm ready to give the ball to him in maybe 3 steps. It's a normal 5-step, but it's control. Control. If he comes open right now, give it to him. I'm not thinking of coming back full 5 steps and then waiting to see what happens with it. I'm ready to give him the football. And that's his first look. If I can get it to him, I'm going to go ahead and throw the ball to the fullback quickly. And then let him go ahead and run with the football. And if the fullback gets it right now, again, what we tell him to do here now is get the ball and turn up the field. Don't be fooling around. Don't be fooling around running for the sideline over here and turn a 4 or 5, 6 yard gain into a no gain. Get the ball and get up the field with it as fast as you possibly can. All right? Now, if we can't get it to him, because let's say the inside linebacker here starts to drop it and jumps it, then we're going to go to the tight end. He is in the second receiver. Again, just a progression. We're not reading any coverages. We're not reading weak safety, strong safety. We don't give a damn what the hell they're doing. We really don't care what those guys are doing. We're going to throw the ball to the fullback if we can get him. If we can't get it to him, we're going to throw the ball to the tight end. All right? And then we'll add one here. I don't think you have to because the ball ends up hitting here most of the time. But then we'll say go ahead and work out to the comeback on the outside. The other thing that will happen from time to time, now the quarterback will stay with that fullback a little bit too long, get hung up over there, and lose sight of what's happening here. And this has happened. This has happened a couple of times, especially with Faust down there in San Diego. then he would just stay on this side. If you let that fullback get here and then still couldn't get him the ball, rather than coming all the way back and trying to work back there, we tell him to just go ahead and throw the ball to the four out on the outside. All right? Again, a strong side scat, a four-play package, which they can learn very easily. Now, those two plays, I mean, you've got to admit now, those are easy for a quarterback, right? I mean, those are easy things to do for a quarterback. I can't throw the damn football. I know damn well I can throw that and maybe reach that 7-yard route there, or 10-yard route there. I can maybe do that. Our receiver coach is doing a hell of a job. Norval Turner, one of the real fine young football coaches, I think in the profession today, is going to be a head coach down the line here somewhere, tells us all that he was a quarterback at Oregon. He was a backup to Fouts up there at Oregon, and then actually started some games. But after watching Norval throw the ball around a few times, I really question whether he ever was a dang quarterback. Or if he was that quarterback, you know, the defensive guys yell for a guy, hey, you got a quarterback back there? Yeah, ignore him. Don't just throw the ball for the defender, but he... Right? That's easy. That's easy for a quarterback. And I think you can do it, again, at any level. And I don't think the hash marks, which of course are different, and I'm glad we don't have to play with them, I don't think the hash marks would affect either of these plays or the next two we're going to go ahead and talk about. The next one now, we're going to go ahead and put the fullback to the post. And for us, again, the number combinations are 545, F post, swing. Again, let's put ourselves in the right formation, just a split right formation. Draw up a 34 defense, which most teams are of course playing nowadays, okay? All right, now, again, starting from the single receiver to the double receiver side. Now, the 5 out on the outside, again, is 15 to 20 yards, and then nice sharp break down on the sideline, both of them on the outside. 5's on the outside. Now we've got an inside 4 pattern for the tight end. Now, normally our inside 4 pattern is an inside release. If it's man coverage, push up on the guy, and then go ahead and run away across the field. Run away across the field, and again, we give that tight end quite a bit of a leeway in regards to depth. Now, we tell them no deeper than 12 yards, so make sure you get yourself across the field. So that could break anywhere from 6 to 8 to 10 yards across the field. And normally, on the inside 4 pattern, if it should come up zone, what we tell them to do then is find a hole in there. Find a hole in there in the 10 and 12 yard area. Just sit down for the quarterback, look at him. If he turns and looks at you, then go ahead and start moving back towards him. Now, because we're going to run, and this won't look like an F-post to you sometimes, but we call it that, because we're going to run an F-post in behind it. On this particular 4 pattern here now, we tell him, you've got to get across the football before you do anything. You got to get all the way across the football before you do anything. Now, if it's man coverage, it's never a problem because then he continues to run and he gets over there anyway. It's in zone coverage where we have problems from time to time because what we want to have happen now is the tight end to get completely out of the way of where this fullback is going to go ahead and run his pass pattern and really open up this area for him. Open up this area for him. So if it should come up zone, we tell him you're going to find it. You're going to find it over in this area here, and that's where you want to go ahead and hook it up for us. All right? Now, when we tell the fullback, and here again, some game plan stuff, but if you're playing a team that plays a lot of strong side zone, which we love, when we're throwing this particular pattern, we'd love to see the Sam backer come and let these guys play a strong side zone just like that. That's ideal. That's ideal. And if we're playing a team that likes to do that, then our anticipation, again, our expectation, this is what we expect to happen. This is what we expect to happen. We expect them to play zone. Now, this pass pattern now versus zone now is run, and we're going to come a little bit wider now, get away from the inside coverage, then turn straight up the field and expect the ball on you as soon as your head turns. Straight up the field. Don't continue to run away from the quarterback. Don't continue to run away from the quarterback, and don't make it a big sharp angle in here for zone coverage. The quarterback, again, now we're telling him it's a 5-step control drop. If it comes up zone, again, we may throw this pass pattern on 3 steps. We want it up quickly. We want this thing to get up fast now. All right? So if he's coming back now for the quarterback. As he's coming back, his first thought is, I'm going to throw that post pattern. If I can get it, if it is zone, I'm going to put it right on that guy on the run and let him just go ahead and run up the field with it. All right? The other thing now we tell the fullback is this. If it should come up man, you have got to cross the face. You've got to cross the face of the guy that's covering you in man coverage. We don't ever want to go around him. You have got to some way, somehow get across his face. I didn't mention it on that F cross, but the same thing applies on that F cross. Man coverage, get across that guy's face. Whatever it takes, you get across his face. So now this pattern that we're calling an F post, let's say it comes up man and this outside linebacker, that strong side outside linebacker is the guy that's covering him, and it's a little tough read. It gets to be a little tough from time to time. He's got to get across this guy's face. Now this pattern may end up looking like that. It sure hell it look like a post pattern, doesn't it? It doesn't look like a post pattern at all. But that's what he has to do. That's what he has to do if it comes up man coverage. Now again, the quarterback has to make this determination, and it's just a progression for him. He's not reading any coverages, basically. It's a progression. I am going to throw the ball to this guy, if I can get it to him, whether he's there, whether he's underneath, coming underneath somebody and happens to be man coverage, whether he's there. I'm going to throw it to him if I can. And if I can't throw it to him, my normal progression is just to continue right across the field to the tight end. Now I'm going to throw it to this guy, if I can throw it to him. And then just continuing across the field, if we should get to that third guy, is that comeback on the outside. That comeback on the outside would then be 3, and we've even gotten to the point where 545 F post swing, where we've even ended up throwing the swinging pattern on the outside. I wouldn't worry about going quite that far. I'd get the ball again, run that post pattern if I could. If not, I'd throw that inside 4. Then I can look out to the comeback on the outside. All right, so now we've taken the fullback. Now we're running short outside, short inside. We've taken deep inside, although sometimes it doesn't come up very dang deep. We've done those things with a fullback. Now we want to go ahead and take the fullback and run into the corner. Now here are the number combinations. The number combinations are 432, F, corner, swing. That's the fourth play. That's the fourth play now in this 4-play package. I think you got to admit, it's pretty easy to remember, isn't it? If I just figure out what the hell the fullback. Fullback F flat, put those numbers together. Fullback F cross, put those numbers together. Fullback F post, put those numbers together. And now 432 with the fullback going to the corner. Now, I think we all have problems finding a guy that from this alignment can go ahead and run a corner pattern without the quarterback having to be in a glass cage back there where the rush can't get to him. It takes a little longer, of course, and we didn't attempt it here this year. We did a little bit of it in San Diego when we had a couple of Gary Anderson could run, and Lionel James, who really did a fine job, as a pass receiver. And those guys could get there. And I'll talk about formations, doing these same things from various formations in just a minute here. And usually what we ended up doing is this year anyway, ending up in some form of a triple formation to throw this play. But if we're going to throw it from this formation, again, now the number combinations going single receiver to the double receiver side now is that 4 pattern on the outside. All right, now we've got another inside 3 pattern. This one here now, again, this is a play, 432 F corner swing. That's a play. That's a play, like saying Dave Hill. All right, this is a different 3 pattern. This is a different 3 pattern for the tight end. All right? On this 3 pattern now, we want him to release inside. Again, he is the hot guy. And start across the field like he's running that inside 4 that we just talked about on 545, then turning back to the quarterback, and then continuing back to the outside. And you'll see why we did this with this pass pattern here in just 1 second. All right? Now we're going to go ahead and take the fullback. Get him out here where we can get him to the corner. Now again, we tell him, we're going to release that. We're going to release that like 545. We're going to start up the field in the 10 to 12 yard area now. Just let your momentum carry it into the sideline. Now, we're big in the way we approach pass offense. There's a lot of ways of doing it. We are big in not a lot of damn moves. Not a lot of moves. Just change the direction you're running in. Charlie Joyner is absolutely fantastic doing it. Fantastic. Unbelievable. Just change the direction you're running in. Right? Don't come up and chatter and big head fakes and stop all this momentum that you've worked your butt off to get moving. You're coming from a stationary alignment, and you got to run like hell to get that weight moving, right? Get that body moving up the field. We sure the hell don't want to stop it 10 and 12 yards up the field and then start all over again. Keep the momentum that you have. Keep the momentum that you have, and this will naturally kick you up the field. If I'm running hard now and I just change the direction I'm running in, this is naturally going to kick you up the field, and if we end up throwing this route, we like to just lay it down on the sideline. Right, on the outside now, that two pattern is a fake delay for us. And what we tell the guy, if the corner is off now, it's 6 to 7 yards, 6 to 7 yards, don't get too damn far down inside. Don't get too far down inside now here, and then back out to the sideline. If you get a press look on the outside, if that happens to be a press look on the outside, we're running that fake delay, what it amounts to now is, we want to make that corner think now that we're going to go ahead and run across the field. Just take off and run across the field. So we'll get a little bit of a move now, get inside, and for all you defensive backfield coaches out there, even if you're playing a press look, let's say you're playing 5-man underneath and a 2-deep safety zoned in behind it now, you tell that guy, oh, don't let that sucker inside of you. He gets in there, doesn't he? At least half the time, if the receiver wants to get in there, he gets in there. So our receiver got in there. Running hard now, you got to run 4, 5, 6 steps down, and I'm running. I mean, it's not one of those deals with the shoulders up now, no fake delays, especially if it's man coverage now. We tell the guy, again, we tell those guys, you've got to run. The shoulders have to come over, and I am running. How many times have we seen a guy come in there, he comes in there and wear those shoulders? It's hard work. It's hard work to get those shoulders over and run like hell, stop, and go back out in the opposite direction. It's hard to do. It's hard work. It's hard work, but they have to do it that way. And then that route now will end up being, of course, shorter. It'll end up in the 4, 5, 6 yard area normally if that should happen. Now for the quarterback now, he's coming back. Now we're going to change him. We got to get him out of there a little farther. We got to give that corner pattern a chance to get up the field and to happen. So now we're going to tell the quarterback, we're going to come back 7 steps now. And in our 5 and 7, actually 7 steps for us is 5 steps, and then 2 little ones. The 5 step is 3 and then 2 little ones. And we got programmed that way with fouls, but we really believe that the quarterback's got to have their feet up underneath them. I don't know a damn thing about quarterback mechanics, if I do know that our guy throws the ball a hell of a lot straighter right now when his feet are up underneath him and not all spread out. So that's what we attempted to do. Plus, we're ready to get rid of the football. We're ready to go ahead and throw that football. So he's thinking now I'm going to come back 7 steps, and if I can throw, here again now, if I can throw the corner pattern, I'm going to go ahead and throw it. All right? Now here we'd like to catch man coverage, wouldn't we? We'd like to have this linebacker now covering that fullback man for man. We'd love to see a press look on the outside. We'd love to see a press look on the outside because that corner then isn't drifting back into that area the quarterback's looking at, and that would be the ideal situation. And then I'm going to come on back, and then I'm going to lay the ball on the sideline and let the receiver run into the ball. Let the receiver run into the ball. Another thing we tell the quarterbacks now, it's not a dart throwing contest. I mean, you don't have to be exact. Those suckers are getting paid some money now too, aren't they? Throw it in that area. Throw the ball in that area and let that receiver earn some of that big money that he's making. Right? Those guys are getting paid some money. Tell you one thing, Fauci will let you know too that you're making some money. It's your responsibility. You throw the ball in the stands, if you don't catch it, shit, he's chewing your butt going, that ball. Well, yeah, but that's where we're going to throw the ball if we can, right? Now, it's easy for the quarterback again. If I can't throw that, and again, it's not a lay the ball on the sideline. Just lay it into the sideline. And we love the guy to have to come on back and get the ball. Because anytime he does that, it forces what? The separation. That forces separation between the defender and the receiver. Now, if I can't get that, or let's say he backs off, they're playing zone. All right? Now what I want to do is go ahead and throw that fake delay on the outside. That's what we're looking. Right back out and just throw the ball to the guy that's running the fake delay. And the reason we don't want him way down in here if it comes up zone is this strong safety. If he gets all the way down in here and that strong safety is there, it's a little more difficult to throw it. We want him wide, to throw it to him. We want him wide out here. The strong safety drops in there, quarterback can still throw the ball out here. Still throw the ball out there. Nice little easy gain. You may not make a whole hell of a lot on it, but 5 and 6 and 7 yards aren't bad. You know, you line up and run the football 5 or 6 or 7 yards, especially if they're expecting to run. Yeah, you got to block some people. Shit, you got to really block some people. You know, shit. You know, you block a couple of guys up here, and the guy goes out, throws the ball, and doesn't hold it too damn long, and you get the same thing happen for you. All right? If I can't get the ball there, then the third guy to go to, and you need the third guy in this one. You need the third guy as a tight end. So what we've done with the tight end now, I'm forcing him to start running across the formation, which looks like that inside 4 pattern on 545 F post. I mean, it looks like that. And then start back again is waste some time, haven't we? We've wasted some time with the tight end, which times out with the quarterback's progression. I'm going to the corner pattern. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to throw the ball to the guy running that corner pattern if I can. If I can't, I'm going to move on up in here and throw the ball to fake away on the outside. If I can't do that, then I've got to find the tight end down in here inside. All right? And the depth, you'll find. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it to that guy. And that route ends up, our guys ended up much shorter here than we'd had down in, when Winslow was running it down there. Kellen seemed to get a little bit deeper with that route. Here we're a little bit shorter. That's not, the important thing is that he gets in a position to help this guy, once he's come off those two, to go ahead and throw the football to him for a completion and a positive gain. A positive gain. Anytime that ball is moving down the field, that's good. That's positive. That's positive. Okay? That completes now, that completes the 4-play package, Strongside package. Okay? Now, let's take those same 4 plays and align ourselves. If you're a team that runs formations, if you do things formation-wise now, and let's end up in some form of a triple formation, some form of a triple formation. All right, we'll take that fullback or wherever you want to use, that fullback or wherever you want to use now, and put him in this position here, either lined up or normally we would move him. We'd go ahead and take him from here, or he could be lined up there and move him to that spot. Let the ball get snapped. Now he can run F flat, he can run F cross, he can run F post, and he can run F corner, all from that position right there, can you? All right, you can go with a one-back offense. If you like to play with one back, let's say your fullback's not a very good football player, but boy, that second tight end's a hell of a player, then that's the guy you want in the football game. You've got to get that guy in the game, get the fullback out of there. So if you're going to do it with 2 tight ends, now you may want to move him from here and do exactly the same things with him. I can run him to the flat from there, I can run him that F cross from there, I can run him F post, I can run him F corner, all from that position, right? And I can start him over here in a trips type look. Start him across the formation and then back again, and it is important, of course, as you game plan, to tie movements together, But there's a lot of different ways you can go ahead and do it, all right? He can do all those same things from there, can't he? All of those same things from there. The other thing you can do now, and we don't try to run the F cross or the F flat from this, but we'll certainly run the F post and the F corner from this kind of a look. Again, it ends up being a triple formation, a form of a triple formation. We will cut the split of Z down. All right? And whatever you call the movement, for us it's buzz. Going all the way outside of Z is buzz. And that tells Z now I got to cut my split down to no wider than 7 yards. Right? That is my alignment. Anytime I run somebody outside of it. Now, if you're going to do it with a fullback, right? If you're going to do it with a fullback, if he's a good football player for you, you want to utilize him, or you can use your tailback, is go ahead and move him outside the formation and go ahead and throw. Again, for us it would be the F post and the F corner, and not try to run the flat or the crossing pattern from there. Now you're probably saying, well, hell, that's Z. The hell are you doing running an F pattern? Anytime we're in a triple formation and we're throwing the Strongside scat, let's just draw this up here. All right, we end up in that formation however we get to it, whether we line up in it, whether we shift to it, whether we move to it. However we get into that formation, on these scats now, this guy runs the first number. This guy always runs that inside number, whatever it happens to be. Let's say it's 5, 40, he runs that inside 4. This guy then runs that 5 pattern on the outside. And the guy that's in the middle always runs the F whatever. Again, learn the play as a play. Learn it as a play. Learn it as a play. Right? So now all of a sudden, you got some guy here that maybe can run pretty damn good. Now he's running the fullback patterns. And of course it affects coverages, doesn't it? It affects what the defense does. A lot of different ways of getting it. You can do it that way. You can take a tight end. If that second tight end is a hell of a lot better football player than your fullback, start him there, move him all the way outside of that flanker. You can start him over here, move him all the way outside of that flanker. A lot of different ways you can get to it. You can take the flanker from here, align in the formation. Okay, let's say you're doing it with a tight end. Let's say you're doing it with a tight end. So here you'd have tight end. There'd be your substituted tight end. Here'd be your X. Now you can take that flanker, instead of aligning him here and letting people run outside of him, you can take him here and run him across the formation. Now do the same things from there. So a lot of different ways you can get to it. And of course, those are the things that we like to do. We're going to go into a game, and we're going to throw these pass patterns. I don't care who we're playing or what kind of defenses they play. We are going to throw these. All right? We're going to throw them. Now, from week to week, what we're going to attempt to do is make them look just a little bit different. That's what we're going to attempt to do. The other thing we're going to go ahead and do, and I think we as coaches give a lot of lip service to playing with the best personnel that you have available to you. I think it's really, really important. Don Coryell down in San Diego, who's a big proponent of that, is utilize the abilities of the players that you have. Allow them to do the things that they do best. All right, so we are going to really attempt to do that. We're going to change personnel a whole heck of a lot if you have enough players to change with. I mean, just to changing personnel just to change personnel doesn't make any damn sense. All right? But if a guy can do a specific thing, allow him to do it. Let's say we're throwing 545 here, just like this. Just like that. Let's say Z was out here. The guy we threw with in San Diego was Pete Holohan. We go with 2 tight ends, 1 back, 2 wide receivers. He ran that F post better than anybody else we had. So for every 10 times we threw it, he was the guy doing it 9 of those 10 times. Because he did it better than anybody else. He just went in there and caught the damn ball. He looked like hell. I mean, he looked terrible. God, he looked terrible. He couldn't make a sharp break if his life depended on it. He was around and everything. Guys would hit him, and you throw him the ball, and he'd catch the ball. That's all. He would catch the football. But utilizing formations to do these same things, allowing other people to do them. Now you can see if we were throwing a 432, okay, let's say, now this for us would be Ron Brown. Now Ron Brown's going to run the corner pattern. Okay, now he's going to do it a hell of a lot better than that fullback we had doing it from here. Now for the fullback, to come out here and run a fake, that can't be very hard. Right? Running a fake delay on the outside, that's not hard to do. But now we've got a guy that can do some running now, right? Now we've got a guy that can do some running, and again, it's up the field. And if we're doing it from out here now, we're telling those guys now, we're more into that 14-yard area, 12, 14, 15 yards now, and then run out of the break. Tight end's doing exactly the same thing as he had done before. Of course, X is doing the same thing over here. The read for the quarterback is the same. It's the same play for him, isn't it? He hears the same number combination. That is a play. It's like saying Jim Everett. Right? It's a play. It's a play. And he doesn't care who is doing what. He is reading it exactly the same way. You got 1 minute? Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do that. Then we can come back to the other one after this. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. Now, we've got a couple of cut-ups in here on that Strongside scat packs. We'll go ahead and take a look at those right now. Again, I didn't mention before, if there are any questions at any time, just go ahead and fire away. Just make it an open damn forum and talk about it. Anything at all, just go ahead and give a holler, really. Just go down and stop and talk about it. This is 839 now, all right? I'm sorry, this is the F cross. We've got another one coming up here. Now, this is F cross, 435 F cross. Watch the fullback. Now, there's man coverage. Anything to get across this guy's face now, right? Anything to get across his face. Quick, easy for the quarterback. Bang, give him the football. Get up the field with it. Get up the field with it. All right, here we go again, right here. Man coverage again, just get in there. Get in there and give him the football. Quarterback, he's ready to give it to him now. It's 5-step control now. Give it to him. Let him run with it. Real easy. Depends on who that guy is now, too. If the guy can really go with the ball, then of course you make big plays out of it. Here we go again now. Man coverage. We're going to take this real quick. Man coverage. Whatever it takes to get across this guy's face, you've got to do. Right? Whatever it takes. You've got to push him, shove him, whatever. Now, this is a tight end for us in here doing it because he was better than our fullbacks. So we allowed him to go ahead and do it. Okay, now this is 8:39. Now we got the 9 on the outside. We got the matchup we wanted now. And again, we changed this route to a go on the outside because of this guy. He can run fast. He can run over the top of people. This is Ron Brown. So we give him a chance to make a big play for us. Here's the same play now. He doesn't like it on the outside. He backs out. He doesn't like it, so he throws the ball to the fullback in a flat. And there's a tight end coming in behind him. All right? That should be 5:45 here now. 5:45 F post. 5 and inside 4 and F post. Here's the F post. He's anticipating zone coverage. See the width of that route there? He's anticipating the zone. Now the quarterback doesn't like it. It looks like he could have gotten it to him, but then he goes to the next guy, which is a tight end. That's his next progression, right? Just going to run this thing fast. Run it all the way through. We didn't do a very good job with these cut-ups. Yeah, let's show this back. Okay, this is 5:45 now. Again, from a different looking formation. Now, this is nickel. There's 3 wide receivers. All right. This guy does the same thing. He runs the F whatever. Again, get across the guy's face if he's playing in man coverage. Whatever it takes. Get in there. Whatever it takes. And then, you know, put the ball in the end zone. Here we go again now. Show that back there. This is from a normal formation. Here's the fullback running it. Now here he wasn't sure now. This is a strong zone, changing the assignments between the strong safety and the linebacker. He wasn't quite sure. So he got up inside the backer, which was good, and expected the ball on him quickly. On the run. On the run. Now here's a... Here we go. Here it is up here again now. That's zone coverage. So you get a little width out there and catch the ball in the seam. Can we see that back, please? Quarterback, you're ready to throw him the ball quickly. Quickly. Get it to him. Let him run with it now. It's an easy throw now. We over? Okay. Okay. Again, that last one's working all the way outside to the 5 route, which would be the 3rd guy, which many times you never have to get to the F post or then to the inside 4 pattern. That's great. That'd be the end of that first one here. Now we're out of time, and we'll get back to a little bit more of this in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
Guys, we'll take just about a 5-minute break. Ernie will be back at 2:15, I think, for his second.